Hello, Board Game Maniacs, and thanks for joining me for another episode. And the episode we are doing now is Fallout Wasteland Warfare by Modiphius Entertainment. It's been a while since I played this. I missed this game. I've been so busy with trying to catch up on all the other content that has been released and is being released. So I needed a break from doing all of that, so I figured play a game that I really love, and that is Fallout Wasteland Warfare. When this is released, this is the month that is being released, the same with Brady taking over the channel and doing his Gone Digital for playing all of the video games. So I hope you're enjoying that. You know, please comment down on his videos and let him know what you think of them or what games that you would like for him to play onto it. Because he loves playing video games and I like putting content on the channel, and that is like a double positive there. No negatives whatsoever. So just remember, just let him know what you want him to play. Having said that, we're playing the game today, and I think it's called Smash and Grab. It is an AI scenario. We may possibly put a little bit of twist onto it. I'm not 100% sure yet, but you can see the board is all set up anyhow to start playing it. There's no event cards in this one or anything towards them lines, but I may say like, hey, we're going to put event cards into this because, you know, just because we're maniacs and that's what we do. So I may just throw a simple house rule of throwing events at the end of each round. This game's going for 6 rounds, and it's pretty simple. Simplicity wise, well, it's simple on paper, but that's about it. This here represents a helmet, and you have 2 opposing teams, and one team is starting on this edge, the other team is starting on that edge, and the whole point is to come in, pick up the helmet, and make it back to your table edge before the round 6 is over, and you win the game. If by chance you are holding the helmet and you get KO'd, that helmet is dropped exactly where you get KO'd so somebody else can pick it up. So it is definitely a big fight that is going to go on here into the wastelands, because it's just that they want that helmet because the helmet contains intel, and that intel is like where some fresh food is or a fresh water source is to bring back to your colony. And that's a very important thing, especially in a wasteland, because you need food, you need water to survive, and you know, weapons too as well you need, but you can kill people and take weapons or build your own weapons. But that helmet contains locations for both food and water. And that is what this episode is all about. So it's pretty simple, going head to head. Whoever picks the helmet up and gets it to their table edge, this table edge or that table edge, depending on what group or what faction you belong to, then, you know, you win the game. And you have to do this all within 6 rounds. Wow. Let's look at the armies, what I picked. Let's talk about the cap points that we're using. And hopefully it's going to be a fun battle. Just a quick comment here too as well. And that is, it has been a long time since I played Fallout Wasteland Warfare. So there are bound to be some rules mistakes. And if there is rules mistakes, just comment down below. Refer to page number in the rulebook and timestamp the video of where I made the rule mistake at, and give you a little explanation, because that way I'm going to learn as well as anybody else who don't know how to play Fallout 100%, and you're going to help everybody out who's watching this. It's a win-win situation, so thank you very much for doing that. All right, let's go look at the armies. On this side we have the Super Mutants. So we have the Super Mutant Brute, and he is carrying a combat shotgun and his sledgehammer. And right here we have just a normal super mutant, even though super mutants aren't normal. But he's carrying a board for melee, and he's got a bolt action pipe rifle for his range. We have another super mutant right here. And it's the same thing. He's got a nail bat, though, and a bolt-action pipe rifle. This super mutant here is the aviator super mutant. So he has the cap, the aviator cap, the hunting rifle, and a board. And last but not least on this side, I've never used these before. Hopefully I'm going to use them right. It's going to be very, very interesting. And that is the Suicider super mutant carrying a Suicider mini nuke. Uh-oh. And on this table edge, we have the Institute. Now, the Institute, we have the Courser. Now, he is equipped with the Institute laser rifle and a baton. We have a Trooper who is equipped with the Institute laser rifle and a baton. We have a Gen 1 synth, and they're equipped with an Institute laser rifle and a baton. We have a battered Gen 1 synth because he got the crap kicked out of him already in a previous battle. And he is holding an Institute laser pistol. And we also have another battled Gen 1 synth and an Institute laser pistol. And that makes up the point cost of roughly 300 points for both sides. But the super mutants do have less point cost, so because of that, they're going to go first. Now, I know if you had the same amount of miniatures, like 5 miniatures on one side and 5 miniatures on the other, then you're going to flip the arrow token and it'll let you know which one's going first or what have you. But they have more point cost value than with the super mutants, so the super mutants are going first. And in this game, the super mutants is the AI. Bum, bum, bum. You can see here this scenario that we're playing again. It's smash and grab. And pretty much pick up the helmet and take it back to your deployment area and you win the game. And it's a matter of 6 rounds. You capture the AI's leader helmet as a trophy, but they have come to take it back. The behavior by the AI is based on whether the AI model is holding the item to be stolen. So usually when you're playing a game with AI, you roll a die and refer to the AI card, behavior card. But in this case, it's a little different. So when no AI model is holding the item to be stolen back, use phase 1. When the AI model holding the item to be stolen back, use phase 2. So if we look down at under the special rules in the phase 1 and phase 2, so phase 1 is get the item. Objective, go to subject helmet to be stolen. So if they don't have the helmet, the AI is going to move towards the helmet. That is their ultimate goal. If they have the helmet, then it's phase 2, escape with the item. Object for the model holding the weapon, go to subject, the edge of the table where they entered. Objective for all other AIs, protect subject, the model with item. Game duration is 6 rounds. Let's see what else I can say about this. For the battlefield setup, it just tells you, like, you can populate with whatever you want, which you see in the board, which we did do. We populated it. We're going to have to deploy them. And the victory conditions is the AI wins if models carrying the helmet leaves the battlefield due to movement. So that is how the AI would win. If the AI do not succeed within 6 rounds, then it is going to be the player's victory, which will be my victory. And that is it. This is on page 40 if you're interested, and it's in the campaign handbook. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to deploy all of these, and then I'll be back and we'll start the game off. So get ready to rumble! You see here there's numbers. So 5 is Suicider, 4 is Aviator, one of the super mutants is a 3, the other super mutant is a 2, the 1 is for the Brute. So because they are activating first, because they have a lower point cost, we have 1 to 5 right here. So I'm just going to mix them up like so to find out which one activates first for the AI. And let's choose this one. Number 4 activates first. Number 4 is the Aviator. And again, it's phase 1 because they are not holding the nuke. So they are going to go towards, not the nuke. They're not holding the helmet, so they're going towards the helmet. They have movement of yellow. First action is going here. And second action, well, he can go like this way just to be cautious, because there's no being uncautious or cautious. It's just that's what they have to do, is get to the helmet and pick it up. So he's just going to not move his full, just stay here for cover. And that ends the first activation for the AI Super Mutants. Token for that he activated. On the Institute side, the battered Gen 1 synth is going to go first, and he is going to go up here, so he's kind of in cover behind there, and his second action is he's just going to prepare. Next activation on the Super Mutant side. Let's do this one. Number 3. And you see I have the events. This is all of my events that I have. I just shuffled them and placed them here. So at the end of each round, an event happens for the next one. But there's no event at the first one. Again, it didn't say anything in the book about using event cards, but I'm just doing it. So number 3 activates now for the Super Mutant side. The Super Mutant, all he did is he was around. He went around for his first action, second action, moved up to the tires. So he's getting closer to the helmet, and that ends that activation for the Super Mutants onto the Institute now. Activating the Trooper onto the Institute side. Now, he has original movement of yellow, but he is going over this instead. He's deciding to go over it instead of around it. Maybe we'll go around it instead, but just, yeah, he's going to go yellow around it. But just in case, it is difficult terrain, so you reduce the movement to the next slowest one. So therefore, instead of that, I was going to say, yeah, I'll do that, but he's going to do yellow instead. And you are allowed to pivot this. Whoops. So it's like that, and then it pivots like so. So his first action is that. And his second action, I don't know if he should just be ready or to shoot. What I mean by ready, it's kind of like Overwatch, that if somebody is in his circumference of what he can see and has line of sight, then he'll be able to shoot at them, because he has blue. That's pretty good distance. So I'm thinking what he may do is, yeah, he's going to stand by for a second action. He's kind of in the open, but hey, that's okay. Just put the proper token down there, and I flipped over his activation token. Super Mutants' next activation. There's 3 left to activate here. Who shall it be? Let's go this one. Number 2. Number 2 is the other Super Mutant, so he's going to be passing over difficult terrain, so he reduces his movement from yellow to orange. That's his first action. And for his second action, he's being cautious and moving up towards to get the helmet. So he's moving right there for his second action, and that ends his activation. Institute, going to activate the Courser. So he's going to kind of, you know, instead of going around, he went around the truck instead of just reducing it for over. And for his second action, he's going to go up into cover. Going to stay right there. 2 more Super Mutants left to activate for the first round. Which one is it going to be? That flipped over, so it's going to be number 5. Here comes the troublesome Suicider. Uh-oh! First action, he is moving to there. Second action, get off of there. Second action is he wants to go behind. I think he's going to try to flank them. But actually, he can't do the flanking because of the fact of the matter is that he has to go with phase 1 because he's not holding onto the objective. But if I was playing him, I would want to flank to go up and just explode and kill whoever I can. So he's going to go here for his second action. And that ends his activation. Institute is going to Gen 1 Synth, which is the battered one. He's going to go up here. And then he is going to go, or it, I should say, is going to go again. Just like that. And that ends his activation, or its activation. Last on the Super Mutant side to activate is number 1, which is the Brute. And the Brute is going to move up for 1. And now, because his objective is to get there, he's not going to stay. He has to move, but it's reduced because he is going over terrain. He's going to go there for his second and final activation. I didn't forget about the quick actions that the two of these have. Now the thing is for the trooper, for him to react, it has to be within blue, and there's nobody within blue for the super mutants. And him to react, the battered Gen 1 synth, that has to be green, and nobody is within the green too as well. So they're two quick actions. They just kind of are done with them. They can't really do anything. But I don't think they will go away at the end of the turn. The only time that they would go away was when they activate and they move, then it will be gone. Or if they activate and shoot, they would be gone. Anyhow, so that is that. But the brute did move, and we only had the Gen 1 synth here left to go. And it's not a battered one. And he's just going to probably move up to get better shot for next round. And that's where he moved to. So he's kind of in position. So all of the instruments kind of moving up to get close enough to helmet so that when something happens, you know, they can try to stop it. And the super mutants got the same idea too as well. They really want that helmet because of the intel. And that ends round number 1, and now we're on to round number 2. But before we go to round number 2, we have to draw an event card to see what happens in round number 2. Event card to be drawn. Low sun. The weak light drains the contrast from the surrounding area. All search skills are at a -2 penalty, but we're not doing any searching or anything, so that one there just nothing happens, which is good. But we're not going to draw another one because I just used the whole deck. If something happens, that will affect the game. Great. If not, then we just continue on. So now we are going on to round number 2. If anybody's wondering what this dial is from, it's actually from Star Wars Legion. I have a couple of these, so it's a great thing because it goes to 6. And usually the games played are like 6 rounds, most games for Fallout. So I'm using this to keep track. Now, because we're going on to round number 2, Super Mutants activated first. Now, the same model count is on both sides. So therefore, I'm just going to house rule this instead of flipping it over, just so they don't have a double activation for Super Mutants. The Institute is going to go next. For the Institute's first action, we are going to use one of the battered Gen 1 synths. The guy right here by the car, actually, he's going to move up 1 for his first action, and then second action, he's going to shoot into the brute to see what happens. Now, he's against the car, so he don't get any penalties, and it's not really covering everything that's blocking line of sight or giving anything cover to the brute, so he's just going to stay there and shoot with his pistol. Looking at the battered Gen 1 synth, he's shooting. It's energy damage that's caused with the Institute laser pistol. You got a black, yellow, and green die. Pretty good, but you go by this symbol here, and the agility for that. This symbol is he's shooting on agility for 3, so you got to get 3 or under to do 1 point of damage. See if he's going to do any damage here. So that's 6 minus 1 is 5. So does nothing to the brute because he just totally whiffs it and misses. So the brute don't even have to roll for damage. They'll like roll on the energy armor chart. But just in case he did, he has 2 for energy damage to brute. Next around to the super mutants. We don't know which one is going to go. Around it goes. Where it stops, you'll know. So let's grab this one here is kind of sitting away. So number 2 goes. Number 2 is the super mutant, and it's the one that has the 2x4 or 2x4 bat, I guess you can call it, across his shoulder. This guy right here. So first action, he's going to do a move like so. And his second action, he's going to move up to as well to pick this up. Now, where he picked it up, it's a free action to pick it up, but that ends his activation. He's done, and he's kind of in the open, but this gen already shot, so can't activate anymore this round. So he may be lucky. We'll see. This trooper, though, the Institute Trooper, he has quick action onto him that he never used up. He didn't do anything else, so what he's going to do, because he has awareness for quick action of blue. I gotta see if maybe he's in range for blue. I don't think he is, but we'll check. You see the blue is there? No, not quite, so he can't take a shot at the super mutant who picked that up. Oh well. On the Institute side, we are going to activate the Courser, which is right here. I got the black, because for his first action, he's going to shoot. Now, he's touching this, so it's not going to affect him when I say he's touching this. He's touching the terrain. For the Institute laser rifle, he's definitely at short range, you can see there. But it does cross over terrain, you can see here. So because of that, he's going to have a penalty. So because where he has a penalty, his skill value goes down. So he is rolling on his agility, which is a 7, but it's going down 2. So because it's crossing over terrain. So he has to hit a 5 or lower. And plus, the super mutant's armor goes up 1 for his energy. So from a 1 energy defense to a 2 energy defense. Here we go, black, yellow, green. And the Courser, because where it's crossing over the terrain, so he has to get a 5 or under. And he gets a 4, -1, -1. So he definitely does it and does 1 extra point of damage. So that's 2 damage going into that super mutant. And you can see here the super mutant's energy defense armor is 1, but because he's getting shot at over cover, it goes up to 2. Here goes. He gets a 1, so he blocks 1 from it. So he's going to take 1 point of energy damage. And there's his 1 point of energy damage. Not too bad. He's still okay. Second action, Courser's gonna just shoot again. Why not? So he needs 5 or less. He's got a 4, so he did, and 2 armor breaks. Oh, so he can't block any of it, the super mutant, because his armor goes up to 2, but it breaks to 2, so therefore he takes 1 more point of energy damage. You can see I changed out the 1 to a 2, but he has 6 in total health that he can sustain before he's done, so he's got 4 left. He's okay so far. Next, let's see who activates. Let's just flip over this one. Number 1, so the Brute is activating. The Brute has a combat shotgun, which he has a red and blue for long range. I did measure this. I'm just going to place this by the Brute, because he's not going to move, because his objective now, even though he's not holding it, phase 1 is after one of them is holding, they have to protect. So what he's going to do is going to shoot at this battered Gen 1 synth and hopefully destroy him. So let's go to the dice box and see what happens. You can see here that with the Brute, he has a combat shotgun, so he's shooting on perception of 3. Now, he gets a -2 penalty because he's shooting over terrain, so he has to roll a 1 to succeed. That is... that's really difficult to do, but he's going to try it anyhow. Why? Why not? They're not very smart. The Brutes aren't very smart. Actually, super mutants aren't so smart, I don't think, so he's going to try to shoot. And he's a Brute anyhow. Scratch that. The Brute is not going to shoot first. He's going to move because his objective is to protect. So his first action, he's going to move up here. So he's in base contact with this vehicle, which is touching that vehicle. So therefore, the Gen 1's at a different vehicle, though, so I don't think it's going to make any difference. He's just moving up because he wants to protect. And now he may potentially charge to tie up. But if he does that, then he's going to be kind of in the open. So I don't think he'll do that because he just wants to protect. He's not trying to kill. So he's going to try to stay there, protect that super mutant that has the helmet on his base, and now he's going to shoot. So it still applies. He has to roll a 1. So he needs a critical here to succeed, but he's in position to help protect, so that's a good thing. He gets a 6, so he failed. It would have been an armor crack too as well, so that's his second activation. The Gen 1 battered synth does not have to defend. On the Institute side, the next one to activate is going to the Gen 1 synth. He is not battered. He has his Institute laser rifle, and he's in base contact with this, but he definitely can see. So you can see black range. He's at short distance. He's going to shoot the super mutant that has the helmet to try to kill him to drop the helmet, because he needs 4 more hits and he's done. So let's go to the dice box and see what happens here. Here goes. He's shooting over cover, so therefore it is going down. So it's originally 4, but now it's 2 that he has to get. 2 are under to successfully hit. And he gets a quick action. Armor break, and that's definitely a pass, because that quick action is a 1. So he gets a quick action, and it's 1 armor break for the super mutant, and the super mutant has to roll now to protect. Let's see if there. I don't think the nuke has anything to do with it, or the Nuka-Cola bottle. Nothing for the Nuka-Cola bottle, but what happens here now is that his armor went up because he's over cover that he was shooting at. So the super mutant goes from 1 energy to 2, but because he got this armor break, it's back down to 1. So now he has to get a 1 to succeed, or he's going to take 1 point of damage. He gets a 2, so he's going to take 1 point of damage. And that's 3 points right there, and now the Gen 1 synth is computing in his brain, and he's going to just shoot him again. Because the Gen 1 synth rolled the cogwheel, which is an action point or quick action, but on his card it don't state that he can use that action point for anything, so it just means that he succeeded because the cogwheel is a 1. So second action, he's going to shoot him again, and again he needs 2. That's a 1, that's a success, and it's an armor break, and on top of that he gets 1 extra hit. Ooh, the super mutant's in some trouble here. So because of that, now super mutant again has to roll a 1 to succeed. If not, he's going to get 2 hits onto him. Oh, wait, no, I don't think he could even do that, because it's an armor break, because he's shooting over cover, so therefore super mutant, his energy goes from 1 to 2, but then this breaks it, so it goes back down to 1. So yeah, here goes. He gets a 2, so he failed, so he gets 2 more points of damage onto him. Adding this in, it's going to be 5, because he has 3 plus 2 more is 5, and his endurance or his health is 6, so he's still in the game by 1. Lucky guy. Next on to the super mutants. Who are we going to activate here? Pick this guy, and it's number 4. It is the aviator to go. Now, his objective is to protect him. Now, what he could potentially do is move up to try to surround, but you don't want too much of a clump going on there. Well, actually, it don't really matter if it has a clump or not for that. But with the Suicider, if he's going to protect you as well, if he moves up, there's a better chance that they're going to get destroyed. So I think he's going to stay where he is, and he's going to protect by shooting. And he's going to shoot at the closest, again, which is the battered synth. And his range is blue for short and blue and black for long, because he got the hunting rifle. But you can see there, definitely not in range, but in range for the blue and black. So he's going to stay there and shoot. So because of that, he gets a -2 to his skill test, and he gets 1 to his armor. Just looking at the card, because the aviator got the aviator cap, he's got per +2, which is perception 2. Now he's shooting with the hunting rifle, so his perception goes to 6. But he's going back to 4s because of the cover, so he's going to have to roll a 4 or lower to be able to hit that battered Gen 1. He needs a 4. 4! He gets a 6. -1 is 5. -1 is 4. So he definitely hits. And the hunting rifle does 2 points of physical damage. So now we have to see what the rating is on the battered Gen 1 for his. I think it's only 1, but I'll check first. Yeah, you can see he has 1, but it goes up to 2 because he is behind cover. Okay, so let's see if he rolls a 2 or lower. He rolls a 1, so he only takes 1 point of damage. That's good. There's a point of damage, and now he only has 4 health left. He's going to shoot again, the aviator. He's like, I hit him once and hurt him. I'm going to shoot him again, see if I hurt him even more. Oh, that's a total whiff. The Gen 1 battered synth, he's battered, but he's lucky. Going to activate the trooper next. And so this goes away because he can't do anything with it. So he's going to move yellow first. Just like so, he's going into some cover. Actually, I'm going to just move him over here so he's still benefiting from the cover. And now with second action, he's going to shoot again. Because he still has 1 health left on that super mutant, so he may potentially kill the super mutant this time. And you can say he's definitely in short range because on to the trooper. He's got the Institute laser rifle. It does energy damage, and black is short range. So black, yellow, and green going at him. Because the super mutant that is in cover, it's a 4 he has to get. And he totally whips it for his first. But look at the armor breaks. Oh, that would have finished him off. But he whiffed it. Second action, he's just going to shoot again. And he's got a 2 -2, so he definitely hit. And he got 1 extra hit onto the super mutant. So the super mutant's energy defense is 2 because he gets 1 for the cover. So he has to get a 2 or under here. And he rolls a 1, so he takes, he blocks 1 damage. So originally it's 2 damage he gets, but he blocks 1, so he takes 1 more point of damage. I think that's going to kill him. He has 5 damage, plus 1 more would be 6, and that is his endurance. So he drops it right there where he stands. And that is the end of him. Good shooting there, you trooper. Trooper, trooper, good shoot, trooper, good shooter, good shooting, trooper, trooper, good shooting. Boop. His activation token 2 is gone, and there he is. Poor, poor super mutant. Next activation for the super mutant, there's 2 left to activate. Who's it gotta be? Number 3. Number 3 is the other super mutant, so at this point he's gonna try to get revenge, but he can't really do that because none of them are carrying a token. His objective is to go and pick up the token because of the AI. You can see there, I'm just going to pivot it a bit. So that was 1. And his second action, he's going to move up, and he's picking it up. We've seen this before. Uh-oh. And that ends his activation. Last one to activate on the Institute side is the battered Gen 1 synth. And you can see he can move up this way to shoot, but I'm looking at here, we should try to start taking some pot shots or hitting them guys, because the fact is that he could die, the brute is still there. Oh, that just, no, he can't do that. He has to be a little more smarter than that, right? So he's going to go for his first action, boop, just like so. And for his second action, he's probably going to take a shot at the super mutant going that. But the problem is if you draw a straight line from his base, scratch that. If you draw a straight line from the Gen 1's base, it does pass over 1 train. I was thinking it was going to hit the super mutant brute, but it's not. So he's okay. He can shoot at the super mutant right there. He's safe. But he does get the penalty of shooting over cover. So again, -2 for his skill check. And that super mutant gets a +1 to his defense. And just let everybody know, because of the pistol, it is a black range. And he's definitely in range. And he needs a 1 because he is battered, unfortunately. He's originally 3 on the skill dice. But because he's... because shooting over cover, he has to get a 1, which is exclamation or the cog. We'll try it anyhow. Why not? He's got a 6, so he failed. That was the second action. That ends the activations for the Institute. And we're on to 1 more activation for the AI super. The last activation, I already know. It is the Suicider. Uh-oh. Suicider's first action, he's just running up the board because he wants to try to get over to activate the nuke. He has to be within orange to be able to activate the nuke. And when he's within orange, it don't cost an action to activate the nuke. So he's going to go for his second action, or he might even be in orange right now. He's not. So he's going to do it again. He's going to risk it for the biscuit. Now, he don't want to be close to them, so he's going to go here. And now you can tell he's definitely within range, and he's going to blow up and hopefully take out that battered synth on the way. Looking at the Suicider Super Mutant card, now I'm not 100% sure how to use them because I've never done it before, but we're just going to read this and go by that, and hopefully it'll make enough sense. So you can see here, when within orange of opposing model can detonate Suicider Mini Nuke. So it's detonated, the Suicider is going to be removed, and it says after taking damage, roll a blue. If you got a nuke symbol, it's instant detonation, which means any model within the orange will be done too as well. If removed by critical, no detonation and drops Suicider Mini Nuke. One Suicider Mini Nuke only. So if after we roll the damage, which is going to be a black, yellow, yellow, and you apply the damage, and then this Gen 1 synth batter will roll, and if he rolls a critical success with an exclamation mark, then it don't explode. The Suicider is still gone, but the Mini Nuke is dropped there, and somebody else can pick it up. That would be kind of crazy for having an Institute batter Gen 1 synth onto a suicide mission, just go and blow everybody up because he has the nuke now. So let's see what happens here. We're going to roll for the black, yellow, yellow. See what happens. Unfortunately, he did not move out of the way enough. So therefore, this is going to take damage to the Brute, is going to take damage, possibly. And this synth here is going to take damage too as well. No cover bonus for these two, but the Brute is going to actually have some cover damage. Cover bonus, I should say. Just a little clarification onto this suicide nuke. What it is for the blue die is if somebody targets the suicide super mutant, then if it takes any damage, then you roll a blue die, and if you roll the nuclear symbol, it's going to instant detonation, and you have to go about what's going to happen. So just be aware of that. And two as well, you can see here that it's physical damage, and it's yellow 4, so the range of it is 4. It does 4 damage if you're in yellow range. If you're in orange, it does 1 damage, an armor break, and that symbol right there, which I have to look up. That symbol is a stun. So you can see here what I said before about in range for orange. I was actually using the wrong one. This is a red, not orange. The smaller one is orange. So if you're within yellow, you're going to take 4 damage. If you're within orange, you're going to take a damage, an armor break, and a stun. So that is the difference. So this is the yellow one. So we're going to go over here. You can see the orange is there. So he's definitely in the orange range. So he's going to take 1 damage. He's also going to take a stun token and 1 armor break. Now the yellow, you can see here, he's within the yellow, so he's going to take 4 damage too as well on top of that, so 5. But nothing's going to get hit. Even the Brute ain't going to get hit. So what I said before is not going to apply for the Super Mutant Brute, but this guy is the only guy who's going to take some bad damage. So he's destroyed. Boom. And there's no skill dice involved into this, that because the Suicider Super Mutant do not roll, so it's just damage, and that is all what's going to take. Black, yellow, yellow for the Suicider Mini Nuke. Oh, geez, that's an extra hit, plus 3 armor breaks, and the Gen 1 synth also is going to have, because he's within orange, is going to have another armor break, so that's 4 armor breaks, and he only has 1 armor. Well, he's not even going to be able to defend that at all. So that is 5 hits. That is going to be onto the Gen 1 battered synth. So I think that Gen 1 battered synth is completely toasted. Yeah, he's just completely blew up. And the Suicider went along with him because he is the Suicider super mutant with the mini nuke. And kaboom! That's it. Boom! It's a big shake. And you can see all the fallen miniatures are standing up high, looking down onto the battlefield. Now we are going on to round number 3. Before we go on to round number 3, we have to do an event card. And it is a hidden observer. Spend enough time in the wasteland and you develop specific instincts. Right now, you have a feeling that someone is watching you from a distance. Oh, so that's it? So right now you're thinking that somebody is watching you from a distance? Because the super mutants, which are the AI, have less miniatures on the board than what the Institute does, they are going to go first. So let's just find out who's going first here. Whoop. My spider fingers. So I'm just going to line these up just like so. First one to activate is number 5. Oh, number 5 don't exist anymore. Because number 5 don't exist anymore, because he blew himself up. Then, you know, like that means super mutants only have 3 left on the board. Ooh. All right, so let's flip it over. Number 1, so the brute goes first. And he's not carrying the helmet, so his main objective is to protect the one who is carrying it. What the brute is going to do is he is just going to move up so he's touching the car. I'm just going to place his activation token down. And now he is going to shoot at this battered Gen 1 synth that has 1 damage onto him, as you can see there. And because both of them are touching the cover, there's no cover effects that happen. 2 blacks is going to do 2 damage and he needs a 3 because again, there's no cover bonus. Here goes. He gets a 5 and he whiffos because he needs a 3. So that was his first action. Oh, that was the second action because he moved up to touch it. So he's done. The Gen 1 synth batter is still around. Shocking. On the Institute side, the Gen 1 synth is actually going to activate and he's going to shoot and try to kill the mutant that is holding the helmet, because they want that intel in the helmet. So let's go to the dice box. Because the Gen 1 is shooting at the super mutant, and the Gen 1 is touching the car, and I'm assuming that he doesn't get a cover penalty because he's touching the car. So therefore, it's just a straight up, he needs a 3 to hit. Okay. He gets a 7, -1 is 6. He whiffs the first action. Let's try it again, shall we? Give him a 3. He gets an 8 -1, so he totally just screws it completely. That was an 8, by the way. Oops. All right, it's time for the next activation for the super mutants, and it's number 4. Number 4 is the Aviator. Aviator's going to move because, again, he is protecting. Just like that. Jumps the curb. And now he may actually be able to shoot. So I'm going to have to make it. The Aviator actually has... he could shoot here, but he's going to get the penalty. And he already activated, so he's not going to do nothing. He's going to shoot at this trooper. And the trooper's out in the open. You don't got any cover from where the Aviator positioned himself. It is long range, so let's see if the Aviator is going to destroy the trooper. Remember that Aviator cap, he's shooting with perception, so it's a 4, but he gets a +2, so it goes to a 6 with 2 green die, so he has to get a 6 or under. Let's go. Oh, it's a critical fail, but he got a quick action. Here's his quick action, and his quick action on his card is a prepare. So he is prepared if anybody comes into his line, not line of sight, but well, actual line of sight, but it has to be within his blue range to be able to do something. And he's still got one more action. He's going to shoot again at that trooper. Looking for a 6. That's a success, but he can't get a quick action, another quick action. That just can't do it. But he does hit. It's going to do 2 damage, and it is physical. I have to check to see what the trooper's armor value is. The armor value is 2, so let's see what happens with the trooper. He rolls a 1, so therefore he's only going to take 1 damage, but 1 damage is still 1 damage. For all his trouble thinking he's in cover, the trooper gets the 1 damage. Ooh! For the Institute side now, it's going to be the Corsair that's doing it. So he is going to kind of do a pivot here a little bit for his first action. Now his second action, he's going to shoot. Or he can do a ready, and when they're going to move, then he could shoot. But he's still going to be shooting regardless. So he's just going to shoot now at this guy right here. Because he's shooting over the car, he gets a -2, so instead of 7, he's got to get a 5. And he got a quick action, and it's a success, and that's 2 armor breaks, so that's 1 extra damage, so that's going to be 2 energy damage going into the super mutant. If you look at the super mutant, he has an energy shield of 1, but it goes to 2 because he's in cover, and he's got 2 armor breaks, so it reduces, so he cannot block this 1 bit, so he is going to take 2 damage. There's 2 damage for him, and also 2 as well is the Corsair, where he rolled the action point, which was the cog wheel. On it, it is a quick action. So already, I mean, so he's going to be ready. So whenever he moves, because he already activated, so whenever he moves, he's going to be able to shoot at him. And now, it is, last but not least, it is that mutant, and he is going towards his edge of the table to try to finish it off, to win this game. So he's going to start moving. I'm just going to turn him, I was like, oh, it's my turn, I'm getting the heck out of here. So he's turning so that he can just run away. His first action then is going to be definitely to run. So he goes there. Actually, let's move him here. So he's running away, but this Corsair has ready action onto him. So he sees him after he does it. So after he does the first action, he can see it. If he's in range to do it, so I think his range is black for his ready. I'll check. You can see in the card, it is black, his awareness. So if you look here, he's definitely aware that he is trying to run away. Now he's going to shoot, and he is going over this part of the vehicle, because you can see it is covering over this, so he will get the cover bonus because of that. So he's got to hit on a 5 just like before, and it is long range. No, it's black. It's short range, so it's black, yellow, green for 1 energy damage. He needs 5. Does he get it? He gets an 8. Oh, that was an 8. So -3 is 5. So he does get it. He gets an extra hit onto him. So that's going to be 2 damage going into the super mutant, but the super mutant has the cover advantage, so he gets a +1 to his energy, so it's a 2. Oh boy, oh boy. He gets a 3, so he don't defend anything, so that's 2 more damage onto that super mutant. That makes it to 4, and he has his endurance is 6, or his health is 6, so 2 more and he is gone. But that was only his first action, and this reaction is gone too as well. So now for his second action, he is going to get the heck out of dodge. Now, I'm just wondering if he should run this way or try to run that way. If he runs that way, it may be a little bit more cover. If he runs this way and he ends up kind of open here, he's going to be in some pretty bad shape. So I'm thinking the best course of action would be running this way just to make sure that he has some cover going on. So he's going, oh, he get hit in the back, but he just, boom, he ran like that. Onto the Institute side, and we still have the Courser to actually activate, as well as the Trooper. I think the Corsair is the closer one to try to do some damage, so that is going to happen as Corsair is going to go first. This is the dilemma that the Corsair is with. He's trying to properly figure out what's going on. Now, the Corsair could go moving for 1 to be here, and then when he shoots, there's no cover whatsoever, and he'd definitely be in short range. Or he could stay where he is, shoot, there'd be a cover penalty, and he's not in short range, it'd be long range, but he'd get 2 shots. So should he stay where he is and shoot twice, or move and shoot? Because he needs 2 more damage. You want to make sure that he's able to do it, because, see, this is tough. Do you know what? He's going to stay where he is, he's going to shoot, he's going to suffer the penalty, and hopefully do some killing on that villain. Here goes. He needs a 5. And it's a black and green because it is long range. He gets a 9. No way. So that's 1 shot, totally whiffed. Second action. 7. So he needed a 5. He totally whiffed that. Uh-oh. Trouble, trouble, trouble. For the Super Mutant side, everybody is activated because there are only 3 miniatures on the board. So we are continuing on with the Institute. And what's going to happen is we are going to activate this Gen 1 synth. It does not have any, it's not battered, so I'm thinking he's going to move and then shoot and try to hit that guy there. You can see the Gen 1 synth did his first move, and now he's going to shoot. Hopefully he's in range. He is just in short range to shoot. Black, yellow, green because of short distance, and he needs a 4 because there's no obstacles that are in the way that give any kind of cover. Oh, it's an 8. Minus 2 is 6, so he is not getting the first. And that ends his activation because he moved once, then he shot. Oh boy, he may be, he's got a horseshoe tied around his neck or something, has to be. So now we're on to the last activation for the Institute, and it is going to be the Trooper. Trooper's going to stay where he is and do 2 shots at him. Again, it is long range. He does suffer a penalty for that. So the Trooper got 6, so it will go down to 4. And he gets a green and black die. Needs a 4. Green or black. He's got 6. Minus 2 is 4, so he is able to hit. And it does 1 extra point of damage. So that's 2 damage onto him so far. Energy damage is 1, or energy, his armor saves from energy 1, but it goes to 2 because of the cover. So he needs a 2. He gets a 1, so he saves 1. So he takes 1 point of damage. That will give him the 5. So that means he's still in the game with 1 energy left. Not over yet, though, because he's going to take 1 more shot at this guy. And he's got to hit him for 1, and he's done. He drops the helmet. This is intense. So it's a 6, so he flubs it. Oh, so close. Would have been an extra hit and an armor break. Oh well. We're going on to round number 4. Just to point out too, as well, as like I said in the beginning, I customized this slightly a bit where I'm not using the AI cards because they only have phase 1 or phase 2. So I'm not worried about, you know, if they're going to act recklessly or carelessly, or they're going to change their behavior if they're wounded or not wounded and so forth. So just be aware of that, and we'll be on the same page, yeah. So now we have to draw an event card for round number 4. Oh, Super Mutants, I think, got it in the bag. Oh, vertibirds overhead. Uh-oh. No sooner than they are heard, the 4 vertibirds dart past above overhead, fading into distance to the southeast. But that's all it says for the event. Nothing else happens. I'm curious to see what happened. Like, because of that, does something else? You have to draw another card. Hope I'm playing this right. I'm going to have to double check before we go any further about the event cards. I looked into the rule book about the event cards because this is really the first time I'm using event cards. And what it states is you want to put as many event cards randomly, or you can pick what cards you want into the event. It's one less than the amount of rounds played. So this is 6, it should be 5, but I just stacked them all here, shuffled them. And some will have circumstances that happen, some just have nothing, like radio broadcast or whatever. So this Vertibird's overhead is just one that has nothing to happen. So just be aware of that, because I did not know that, but now I do. So thank you very much for the rulebook there. Anyhow, we're on round 4, and it is going to be the Super Mutants that are going to activate first, because they have less miniatures. Alright, so let's just line these up again. Here goes. Number 1. So it is the Brute that goes first. Alright, so the Brute has to think of what he's going to do. Now, should the Brute stay there and just attack this guy who is the battered synth? Or should he just, like, try to go at one of these range ones? Because you don't... The range ones, if I eliminate them, then it just make it easier. Because remember, he has to protect the Super Mutant that is almost to the end. I think he's going to stay there and he's going to try to attack the Courser, because he does have a combat shotgun. So he's going to try to blammo for his first attack into the Courser to see if he can do some damage. At short range and is touching it, so I don't get any penalties because he's touching this cover. So therefore, it's just short range attack. 2 black and needs a 3 to succeed. He gets a 5. Oh, if he got enough, like, look at the damage that would do, because the combat shotgun gives 2 damage, so it'll be 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, but he whiffed. So that was his first action. Second action, he got a fail, but he gets a quick action. Or an action point, I should say. His action point is for ready. So, or prepare, I should say. So whenever somebody within his proximity does something, he can react to it. Now we're on to the Institute. Activating the Gen 1 synth. And he is going to try to shoot and kill him, because he only has 1 health left to him. Black, yellow, green. And he needs to get a 4, so that's 8, take away 1. He whiffed. Ugh! And look what he would have got. But, you know, the Brute does have the quick, the prepare. So he sees the Corsair shooting at his friend who's trying to run away with the helmet. So he's going to take a shot now at the Corsair. 2 black and he needs 3. He gets a 5, so he whiffs that as well. It would have been 2 extra damage. That would have done a lot of damage, but too late. So there it goes. Second action, Gen 1 Synth's going to shoot again. Needs a 4. He gets a 6. -1 is 5, so he whiffs that one too. Ugh! Now it's on to the Super Mutants. Next one to activate is number 4. And it is the Aviator that is going. So his objective is to protect. So what he's going to do is he's going to go whoop. He's moving here. He loses this because nobody was in his range to react to anything. But he's moving there. And now he is going to shoot at the Corsair. He's at short range, you can see. But because the car is in the way to hit the Corsair, he's going to have a penalty of -2. So his perception is 4. He's got the Aviator cap. What he's using perception, so it gets a +2, so it's a 6. But -2 because of the car, so it goes back down to 4. So now he's got to hit him on 4 with 2 yellow because it's short range. Here goes. Oh, that is a total failure. He whiffs it too as well, and that is the only action he had because he moved. He's done. No. The Institute, we're going to activate the Corsair, and he's like, you know what? I'm done with this. I have to do something. So he's going to move his yellow up here, and he is going to shoot, without destroying the whole thing. He's going to shoot at the Super Mutant who is in the open now. Here he goes. It's a 7 that he's shooting on, and it's black, yellow, green because of the short range of black. Don't look good for the super mutant. He got a 4 -1. He definitely hits. Don't have anything there, but it does have a Nuka-Cola, but I don't think anything is for that. I'll check. No Nuka-Cola symbols, so now the super mutant got to roll a 1 because he's got 1 for his energy. If he don't, then bye-bye super mutant and the helmet is dropped. He rolls a 1! Oh boy! So that was 1 damage. He rolls 1, so he blocks 1, so he's still in the fight. That was so lucky! Now we're on to the last of the super mutants, and it is number 3. And number 3 is none other than the super mutant carrying the helmet. He has to leave the battlefield, do the movement to win. So let's see. Move that there. So he goes whoop for 1. And his second action, he's bye-bye. Oh boy. So therefore the super mutant tribe has captured the helmet successfully and left the game, the table edge, and wins this game. Ugh. There you have it, Board Game Maniacs. That is the exciting conclusion to this game of Fallout Wasteland Warfare by Modiphius Entertainment. I really missed playing this. I had so many other things that I had to get caught up on for shooting and building and painting that I'm sorry that I haven't played this as much as I wanted to, unfortunately. Like, we did try to release Fallout every month like promised, but it was more like painting stuff, but it wasn't an actual gameplay. And this month is no exception, because with this month being gone digital, the new series where Brady takes over the channel and plays video games for the major part of the theme for this month, there's painting tutorials too as well, and a gameplay tutorial. So what you're seeing this month is more like the gone digital, what Fallout as the dessert, I guess to say, because there's two painting tutorials for this month for Fallout Wasteland Warfare, and there's also this battle mission right here for Fallout Wasteland Warfare, and with the side dash of Space Hulk too as well, just so you know, just change it up, be a little different. Oh, I really like this game. I actually thought that the Institute had it in the bag, because just had to survive 2 more rounds, and the super mutant carrying the helmet was just lucky enough to roll 1 for his defense. That's kind of sealed the deal that he was able to run off the battle edge and win the game for the AI. I lost to AI. No, I lose anyhow. Anyhow, it don't make a difference. A lot of fun. Love this game. Modiphius Entertainment. Keep making awesome miniatures for this, adding to this game. Again, I'm still looking forward to when we are going to be playing the role-playing game for this that we have now, and we are going to be gearing it up to play it for that too as well. I just have to have time to read it to figure it out more and more, but I don't think it's going to be that much difference, because there's the aspect of this, and then there's building your settlement and the role-playing aspect of it too as well. So if you're watching this video and you lasted to the end with me, comment down below and let me know if you played the role-playing game of this and what you thought of it. What was the good points, what was the bad points, if there was any bad points. And, you know, like, direct me to any kind of tutorials on how to teach me how to play it to get a little faster at learning the game. Because the faster I learn it, the sooner I'm going to be able to put it on the channel. Because I want to make sure that I know the rules as close as possible. Hopefully I didn't screw up by the rules too bad this time. And if I did, I apologize. Timestamp the video, refer to a page number of what book it is in, and give a brief explanation of what I did wrong and what I should have done. Because it maybe changed the outcome of this game. Maybe the Institute would have won. I don't know. But in either case, first time playing the Institute, really liked them. I think the troopers are super powerful. The Gen 1 synths, as long as they're not battered, they're okay. They're pretty good. I like them. And, you know, they can be a little resilient. Like the Trooper, I think, has an endurance health of 9, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. I'm not looking at the card right now because I'm lazy. But yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts about it. Comment down below. And if you haven't already, I don't know why you haven't, but click on the subscribe and bell notification icon to get notified when videos like this become available, because it's awesome. And again, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video on the flip side. And remember one thing and one thing only. Be a maniac. Bye-bye. Boo.
Hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to keep up to date with Board Game Maniacs, click on the like and subscribe button to be notified when more videos come available. If you want to become an official sponsor of Board Game Maniacs, go to patreon.com/BoardGameManiacs. Or you can go to streamlabs.com/BoardGameManiacs1. That's right, and you can donate to help keep the lights on, keep food in our bellies, and play more games. We'll purchase more games, more equipment to make Board Game Maniacs evolve and get bigger and larger. Because of you, the viewers, I thank you from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head for all of your support. And until next time, Board Game Maniacs, be a maniac.